The first home savings account. What is it? Who is it good for? Who is it not? What are my thoughts and how might this affect the market? All of that and more coming in this video. So what is a first home savings account? First of all, I want to go through who qualifies. You must be aged 18 to 71 and a Canadian resident. You also must not have purchased a property or owned a property within 4 years of opening that account. This could be co-owning a property, and this could also be if your spouse had owned a property within 4 years of opening that account. So you do need to be a first-time home buyer, and that's the criteria. Now, what does the account do? It kind of acts like a tax-free savings account, TFSA, or an RRSP, where you do have a yearly contribution limit of $8,000, and it can be contributed up to a maximum of $40,000 across multiple years. Now that $8,000, the benefit of this account is that $8,000 you contribute is tax deductible against your income, so you can save a little bit of money on taxes, and you are allowed to invest the funds in the account to make sure you get the most out of your down payment or whatever you might be purchasing for that property. Any leftover funds that you have from that account can be rolled over into your RRSP if you do not use them, and you can continue to use those funds without worrying about tax implications because they weren't used. The best part about this account is the taxable benefits. As you grow the account's value and use it towards your purchase, it'll be like a tax-free savings account where you don't pay the taxes on the capital gains, and you can really build yourself some equity and use that as a way to foster good investments. Who will the first home savings account benefit? I have 3 buyers in mind. The first is going to be the person that has maxed out their RSPs, maxed out their tax-free savings account, and are looking for another sort of tax haven account where they can save some money on taxes and potentially just use that towards the goal of owning a property. I don't foresee a lot of people in this situation using that, as most people that have maxed out these accounts I found are on their second or third property. But if you are in the situation where you haven't purchased a home yet and you're looking for a little bit of tax savings, this can really work together to maybe get you a little more down or just help you save some money on taxes. The second person I have in mind is somebody who might be fresh out of university, high school, starting their first job, building a career, living in their parents' house, still trying to get their feet on the ground. You have a great opportunity to look at your savings and focus those funds towards a goal of purchasing real estate. The same goes for the third person that I have in mind, and that would be somebody working on their debt load or their credit or building credit. If you're in a situation where your debt or your credit doesn't allow you to purchase a home, but you want to save diligently and focus some funds towards that purchase, this is a great account for you because you can really focus those funds and understand that there is a set goal behind them, and that account can only really be used for one thing. So it's a great way to stack your savings and put some money aside. Now, the type of person that the first home savings account will not benefit is the type of person looking to buy within the next 1 to 2 years. Because of the ability to invest the money over a long period of time, it is nice to have that kind of option, and you can hopefully grow the account into a more substantial amount of money. If you're looking to purchase within the next 1 to 2 years, in order for that to be substantial enough to make an investment, you'd be making high-risk investments. I think the best option if you're making a high-risk investment is to just purchase the real estate and avoid high risk with money you want to use as a down payment, because you could easily lose that. So the person that's looking to buy within the next 1 to 2 years, I don't really suggest this as a good option unless you are looking just for those tax breaks. Then it's pretty viable. So what are my thoughts? My thoughts are I probably wouldn't use it. The reason being, number one, I've already purchased property. Number two is I would just use the RSP program and then recontribute to my RSP over the number of years, the span that they request. When you sell your house, you can recontribute those funds. You know, I'd rather use that program and have fewer accounts to deal with. The only time I would use this account is if I was in that number one situation that I mentioned where I had maxed out RSPs, TFSAs, and I was looking for another bit of a tax deduction. But for me, I just don't see this being a very used product. I see it being very useful case by case, and there's some individuals that will benefit greatly from this program. One thing I failed to mention earlier was that you are allowed to hold the funds in this account for up to 15 years. So that means after 15 years, account can't be open anymore and you have to move the funds over, which will likely go into your RSP, or you can pull them, but you might have tax implications with that. For a conclusion, I'm not sure what this is going to do to the real estate market. One thing to always keep in mind is when the government implements these kind of programs, it does increase demand on real estate. It does make real estate a little more affordable. And their goal is to make it a little more affordable, entice people to buy homes. But what that happens is that puts pressure on the supply side. It's only going to push real estate a little bit harder. And when we see that demand go up and supply stay the same, that's where we're starting to see our prices increase. We saw that in 2021, 2022, and we've even seen it a little bit in 2023. So with all these programs that we do receive from the government, there is a risk that it adds pressure to our real estate system, our supply, and can increase prices. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment if you have any other questions. If there's any other information you want to share with people that watch the video, please share, and I look forward to seeing you watch the next one.